Do we want to promote our country and invest and make a good future for all of us and our children? Yes, we will do it, because we cannot go back. And if you go back, it's 500 years back. See? So we don't have a choice. But we need, when we promote investment, we understand investment is not only a list of projects. Come, those are very attractive list and fun. And then they open the media and listen to talk which is not really welcoming talk.
Right. Dr. Basant, as an economic expert, we know that Fitch have risen the credit rate of Egypt from B- to B. How do you see this from the economic point of view?
That's a good step on the road. It shows that we are improving. It is not enough. B is very low. But again, we are improving. And the World Bank as well had mentioned that Egypt will witness an increase in GDP this year. So we are on the right track, but we don't want to go very slowly. We can do it in tens of years, and we can do it very shortly, 5 to 10 years. It depends on the way we approach investment. If you want to approach investment, you have to have a climate. And I repeat, the media is one of the major points which could really create problems. And I heard many channels, especially the private channels. So the Egyptian television is not doing this. I have to be honest and fair. But the private channels are doing, are making a talk which is unacceptable from an investment point of view. You see? So we are on the right track. Even the steps we took on the monetary policy were correct. It's true that we need to do other steps in parallel to protect the poor and the middle class and the middle class. Because inflation will go up. This is normal. But this is a good step to try to unify the price of the dollar. That's a big move. And we are receiving as well, I think, a mission from the IMF during February to sit with us for consultation reasons. They will give us their opinion, we might take it, we might not, but we need their help as well to see what else can we do. The speech of Mr. President in Davos was a very positive speech because he was clear. He said the monetary policy will address inflation, will not address the price of the currency. Because many people used to say, what are we addressing? Is it the inflation or the price of the currency? So he was straight. We spoke about how we are going to decrease the deficit in the budget, how we're going to structure the budget. He spoke about the fiscal policy, spoke about programs for the poor. He spoke about everything, and he was very clear and straightforward. But again, all those needs plans to be implemented on the ground. And people are seeing us. Sometimes people tell me we are promoting for the conference. You don't have to promote. Everybody is seeing everybody. You see the world now, you sit in the United States, you see what is going on in Japan. See, it's not like before you need to go and make a big promotion. You are seen and you are attractive, but you have problems. You sit down and put a plan to solve our problems, they will come. They will come without promotion. You see? Nevertheless, we did good promotion, but I mean, when the thing is, and again another positive point about what happened, finally we admitted our problems. When you admit the problem, you put solutions. We used to deny. We used to live in a state of denial. Now we say, yes, we have this problem, we're going to solve it. We have that problem, we're going to solve it this way. So putting the problems on the table and starting to put plans to solve is a very good startup. So I think that's why the Fitch and the World Bank and IMF and everybody is seeing we are on the right road, but it's a long road.
Right. Dr. Fahmy, you are a financial and investment expert for a long time, and I guess you are very much acquainted with the terms and definitions of the main key factors for any investment and economic development, especially when you're attracting foreign investment or, upgrading your economic status. There are key factors. But usually, we ordinary people, we don't see Japan holding economic conferences too much.
Exactly.
Or China.
This is what I'm saying. You don't have to.
Or Malaysia.
If you're on the right track, they will come.
Right. So, what are the main key factors? Is it the economic conferences? Is it touring the whole world and addressing the people to come over and?
You don't have to do it.
What are the main?
You have to have proper compliance, like international rules and regulations, whether on the financial system, the capital market, and the stock market. Compliance, transparency. You see, the financial system has.
Are we working on that? Are we working on transparency?
You should be. The banking system. Okay, you have to be complying to Basel I, Basel II, Basel III Accord. Yes, it is not easy, but you have to show that at least you know, you see. And the government system, you have to have governance. You have to fight corruption. You have to have transparent system on the government level. Your policies has to be transparent. This is the whole world. You go to the United States, you want to know anything. Anything on anything. You can know it. The world has changed. The world secrecy doesn't exist anymore because you can access anything. So we have to understand this as well. If you prepare your house properly, conferences, like you mentioned, does the United States make a conference for investment? Europe do that? Japan does that? China does that?
No, but maybe they don't need that. Maybe we are in a status that we need to rebuild our status.
We are in a state, we want to tell them we make changes. They see it.
I mean, I'm not trying to say that why don't we study the experiences of people who came of Latin America and Brazil, for example, or in Mahathir Mohamad, when he was starting from scratch, he didn't think of a conference, but he started of working from inside the cuisine, working hard on himself.
Microfinance, small finance, medium. We have to work on this. But I'm not against the conference. Yeah, you can have a conference to show that we are stable, that we are secure. And at the beginning, if I want to remind you, it was not a conference for investment. It was a conference to help Egypt. And we all said no. We don't want donations. We want people to come and invest. And that's why it was turned into investment conference. It is not wrong, it's a good idea because we had a lot of problems for a very long time. We want to show the world that we are doing a good job and we are prepared to receive them. There's nothing wrong, I repeat, but as you mentioned, if you have a good climate, you don't need them.
But how can we regain our internal economic status? How can we reopen the industries that were closed? How can we get back this status?
It's easy. You want to reopen factories, it's the banking system job. You want to restructure companies, it's the banking system job. You see? You want to restructure your capital market and put rules, it is their job. Everybody has a job to do. You want to put a very attractive investment law. Unfortunately, they worked on it for a long time.
The unified investment law, right?
Yeah, and now it's not finished and it was severely criticized. You see, we have to do our job properly. Once you do the job properly, Egypt is very attractive. Since 7,000 years ago, this is not a new invention. You have everything. You can do agriculture and industry based on it. You can do fishing and agriculture based on it, and industry based on it. You can do mining and industry. You can do anything and everything you want to do. You can do tourism 7,000 ways. Not only look at the pyramid, look at the Sphinx. You see what I mean? We have been saying look at the pyramid, look at the Sphinx for ages, although we have millions of things to offer. So we need to do our job properly. And if we don't know how to do it, with all my due respect, why not cooperate with international companies? If we don't know how to promote tourism properly, why don't we cooperate with international companies to come and help us? Why not cooperate on agriculture? Because agriculture is not anymore the poor guy and, it's not that. It's like when we saw the difference between the Suez Canal during the Khalid Ismail, and now look at the size of equipment working. Agriculture became like this. Fishing is a technology. Everything became a technology. So if we want to have our treasures used, why don't we cooperate with the rest of the world, with the advanced world? But you cannot cooperate with them when you attack them 24 hours on the media. is a bit sensitive.
Right.
So being an investment director, when I hear that type of talk, I say, how can they come? And you attack them all the time.
Right.
I want to talk political talk, but if you know how to do it. And there is another thing which is very critical in our country. When we have a political problem, the economy pays the price.
That's true.
This is very serious.
Especially after revolutions, at least. Well, Dr. Basant Fahmy, the economic and financial expert, would like to thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You're a blessing
To the Breakfast Show. Have a good day, and we'll go to a short break, and we'll come back.